Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be doing a summer fun list for our planners. And I've got this scrapbook paper here ready to go, as well as these brush pens I may use, some washi tapes that I may use as well, and these sticker books which I'll pull from. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out a sheet of cardstock from my paper pack here. And I've already laid out the design a bit. The way I created it was actually to take another sheet of the cardstock and to fold it into triangles until I got about 1/8 of a circle kind of cut, and then I cut it on an angle, making dips in between to make the points of the sun. And then to make the inside circle, I just trimmed it off in a very similar manner, folding it up and then just kind of making it into an arc and using that as a template for the inner circle. So pretty simple. Of course, if you have like a protractor or something like that handy, you do that as well, or something that's the perfect circular size. You could also just trace that right onto the sheet. But I wanted to use the sheet fully and also make sure that it fit within the boundaries that I had laid out. Because this will be inserted into my planner, I want to make sure that I can, put it into the spine carefully and it will all work out. So I had this yellow sheet. It wasn't quite the right shade of yellow, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to color in the entire sun. But I started out with just the outside, and I think I'll just do the rays because it's a little bit, I don't know, sketchy. I wasn't sure I was going to like it if I did the inside as well, but I think with the darker tones on the outside, it does make the inside look a little bit more yellow than it does without, just because it has much more of a green tint to it than it does like an orange tint, if you know what I mean. So I definitely wanted to make it look a little bit more sunny. And I already penciled in the front cover here, which is going to say summer and then fun below that. I played around with putting stickers on the front here, trying some different things, but I think just a simple, almost like a title here will be good enough. I think it'll look better than if I try to clutter it up with stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and color in the letters I have there and then trace them out with the black. That tends to work better since the Tombow markers pick up the black really easily, so it's just better to start with the lighter colors and work your way to the darker ones. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up all those pencil marks you're seeing there. Then get started here with the cutting out of the image. And I'm cutting slightly within the pencil lines for the most part, just so I don't have to erase all of the edges. It's not perfect. This is definitely a rough drawing. It's not super precise. I think that's okay. I also had to trim down the top and bottom little spikes there so that it will fit in the planner without the holes hitting it right on those spikes, which you'll see when I finally punch it. And I'll just go ahead and finish cutting this guy out. I did go back and forth on whether I was going to complete this project. Not exactly 100% happy with the final result. I think it looks cute and I think it gets the job done. And hopefully it gives you guys some ideas. But I'm always, always trying to do something different, and sometimes it works out how I plan and sometimes it doesn't. And so this one was a little bit rough, in particular on the inside, which you'll be there with me for. But I do like the overall look, especially this kind of bold summer fun section here, as you'll see. I think it's going to look really good laid into the planner. And then just cleaning up a little bit of the pen marks and trying to figure out how best to make sure I'm punching this without cutting through the U. I drew the letters specifically so that they wouldn't go through the hole mark. So I'm going to try to use the bottom of the punch to line it up so that the letter is right in between those two holes, as you can see as I punch the first side. So you just take off the bottom. That definitely helps when you want to line things up. And I'm just going to have to wing it on this side. I'll hope that they're lined up pretty closely. And I think they're pretty close. I think that looks almost exact, so it did a good job. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the back side. And I did do some sampling of which bucket list items I thought I was going to do. So I pulled most of those items from the Supermom sticker book, was where I got a few of the words, but the most items came from the summer and spring sticker books. They have a full page or two of bucket list items in there, and a lot of them I've used already, but some of them I still had, and I did kind of make them work with some of the Supermom stickers I had, including that have a pizza night. Pizza night came from Supermom. It's a little bit thinner if you kind of notice there on the screen. So things like that, certain words I kind of changed out and made my own bucket list item that I thought I would do. I also pulled in some, what do you call those? Those are like arrow boxes. And those are where I'll put the date where I actually complete the item. And I didn't want to call it a summer bucket list this time. I just felt like summer fun was a little bit more, I don't know, exciting, just things that I should want to do. So we're going to call these items summer fun items. And I've cut up a lot of these quotes just to make them fit in the space that I have there. Not 100% sure if I like this change that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and try out the washi. And what I think I want to do is have the washi right on the spine of the insert. And I'm going to go ahead and lay down the colors in the order I think I want them to be in. Kind of a rainbow look here, similar to the order that I have there on the edge with the arrow boxes. I think part of the thing that I didn't like about the finished product on this was how large and cluttered the bucket list items ended up kind of being together. So I think if I just written in the bucket list items, I would have been a little bit happier with it, but that's okay. I think it's fun. I wanted to show you guys with stickers so you guys can make your own as well using stickers you have access to. Making some adjustments or seeing if it would work with the washi tape there on the side and having the arrows off the edge of the sun. And again, I'm not sure. Not sure this is going to work as far as having the arrows on the outside. I think maybe the other option was better. So moving back to the washi, I didn't quite have the right color of pink, almost like a coral pink tone. So I decided to layer two washis together and see if I could get a similar color. And I think that works better than either of the two on their own. So we'll go ahead and use those two together, and I'll just wind these back up since I'll put them down directly onto the insert itself. And like I said, I'm not sure if I liked that change or if I should go back to the original with the arrows on the inside, and I think that's the way or the direction I'm going to end up going. So let's go ahead and lay down some washi tape. Part of me wanted to go and find doodles and drawings of, stickers or whatever I had in my stash to illustrate those bucket list items, I think it was just going to be too much. And so I decided to keep it kind of simple with just the text and some color. And the way it's going to lay into my planner, you're not going to see the pages side by side, which you'll understand in a minute. So some things you don't really think about while you're building things, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't go overboard because each one is about like a half sheet trying to fill the space. So it's a bit much if you would have added on more stickers into the space. So I went ahead and laid in those washi strips, and now I'm just trying to figure out which one I like better. And I decided that I liked the arrows coming out of the washi instead of on the outside. I'm going to try to keep the spacing on this guy the same. So we'll see if I can roll it off, but the stickers aren't sticking very well to the washi tape itself. It's making it hard to do the roll off. So I just grabbed my ruler to kind of set them down and help them adhere all at once without popping off. And I'll go ahead and lay these guys in by hand. So like I said, I did a lot of sticker surgery on these to make them work in the space and to customize what each one said. So if you have the spring and summer sticker books and the Supermom sticker book, the writing is basically the same. So the handwriting is identical. Also too, if you have the handwritten colorful boxes, all of those boxes also have the same kind of font handwriting. Just a heads up in case you want to keep everything the same, there are quite a few books in the Happy Planner lineup that do use this type of style of writing. So I'm going to relay these guys in since I adjusted them before to see if I liked the opposite version. So I'll be placing these ones by hand. This side gets a little bit tight in areas and then a little too loose at the bottom, but I didn't feel like resetting everything, so we just let it go. I worked on this quite a bit before I started filming, trying to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted it to look. And I've done bucket lists before, but I just wanted this one to be fairly simple but fun to look at. It's something that I could move into each of my monthly layouts. So that's where I think I'm going to house this. But I didn't want it to cover up the entire layout of the monthly. So that was part of the reason why I did this flapped insert. I think that's going to be nice because then if I'm looking at it straight on top of my monthly, it'll look nice and clean. And I can move it from spread to spread throughout the summertime. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it back down in half, dividing up that green washi tape and trim it out. I'm also going to have to repunch the holes, something I didn't really think about, of course, when I was doing this. Should have waited to punch those holes until after I laid that washi in, but I just got so excited. So we'll try punching this. It does stick to my punch all of the washi excess. So it's not the best method. I definitely should have waited. I think I would have had an easier and better result with the punch, but it did punch through cleanly. I just needed to clean out the holes and some of the excess on the actual insert. So I think I mentioned that I got the arrow box stickers from the travel sticker book. That's the only thing I grabbed out of there for this. There's a lot of good items in there if you did want to do some doodles and things from that book. And that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment too if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye!